أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you, brothers? Alhamdulillah. It's good. Alhamdulillah, it was nice talking to you guys right before. How's exam season going? It's going all right? It's going? It's going, yeah, wallah, I feel you guys. Inshallah, we all get through, bi'idhnillah, and not only do we get through strong. And if we don't get through strong this semester, inshallah, next semester, we really tighten up the screws. Because inshallah, as Muslims, we want to try and strive to be the best. And sometimes you get a result, you're not happy with it, like, bro, what happened? But subhanAllah, like, as Muslims, we never give up. And we don't let any failures get to us. You know, subhanAllah, obviously, are we all familiar with the idea of giving haqq or haqq as a concept? Right? A haqq in Islam is the right that you give to someone. Everyone has certain rights. For example, our parents, they have certain rights over us. Our friends have certain rights over us. For example, calling your friend, checking in on them, giving your friend a gift. These are all rights. Just by virtue of having a friend, there's haqqs that come with it. Your parents, whether we like it or not, there are certain haqqs and certain rights that need to be fulfilled. Spending time with them, getting them gifts, being generous towards them, loving them, the way we speak to them, not even the word uff, not even whispering it. There are certain rights, and everything in life has a haqq and has a right. This is nothing comes for free. Everything's in a package. Subhanallah. This is how this dunya has been oriented. Everything, you look at any entity, anything, there's haqqs, there's rights that surround everything you do. You're coming to Monash, you're coming to uni, wherever you're listening from, wherever, there's certain rights that come with that. That means the right of giving your body good rest, giving your body adequate training, adequate health, food. It's also giving the right of studying properly. You should be studying properly. That's why you signed up here. There's all rights. There's contractual rights. Everything has rights. And when you break someone's right, when you take away from someone's right, this is when it gets very dangerous and very scary. To be honest, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates us very pure. Our hearts are very pure. And as we've discussed previously, our hearts get darkened slowly as time progresses, until we feel numb, and until we don't feel emotion, and until we don't really care. Right? But when you take away from someone's haqq, Allah won't give you the privilege of sleeping good at night. If I have taken away from someone's haqq, if we've disrespected someone, if we've taken away from what they're entitled to from Allah, I don't know how we can sleep at night. I don't know how anyone can go about their day normally when they haven't given their right to someone. And that's why we're talking about backbiting today and gossip. A poison that, to be honest, exists almost absolutely everywhere. We'll be talking in front of each other. The moment someone leaves the room, immediately. It's just like second nature. And people they get excited to talk about others. It's like, you know what I mean? They're actually excited, to say, oh, what did you think about that person? The moment they leave, it's when the real fun starts. You know what I mean, Sammy? The real fun, bro. It comes when people leave. You're like, oh, bro, mashallah, he's got long hair, man, bro. No. But the real fun starts when people leave. And then it makes you wonder, why do we get so excited and so enthralled in talking about others? Do you know why? Does anyone know why are we so excited to talk about others? Anyone have an idea? Why do we get so man, you G'd up, you can talk for 10 hours, bro, about that guy and how annoying he is. That guy, that businessman is stingy. This person's this. Why do we get so excited?
Because you want to forget about your own flaws.
Sorry? Assalamualaikum, bro.
Because you want to forget about your own flaws.
You want to forget about your own flaws.
Weaknesses.
Your own weaknesses.
So you get satisfied.
You get satisfied, yeah? You might be lacking in a certain aspect. The moment you see someone else lacking, you're so happy, you're so excited. Okay, that's one. And you know what the real reason is? Because when you have nothing that you're striving towards in life, when your ambition, your aspiration as a Muslim is this low, the only thing that you're only going to get excited by talking about others and drama. That's the only thing, it's your level. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone has a certain level in this life. And if you are excited by talking about others, doing these sort of things, it means your level is over here. The goal as Muslims is we want our level to be so high that we talk about concepts. We talk about, okay, how can we in Monash make not only musalla but a masjid, on top of the one that's already here? How can we, inshallah, how can we improve the state of the ummah? People who talk at that level, they're up here. I don't think they don't really care about one person left, one person on the right. They don't really care. You're at such a point where you're like a bird flying over, hovering. One person, it's like little ants in your eyes. You don't really care. It's nothing to do with you. You're not at that level. You understand what I'm saying? And so inshallah, we need to develop to become people and Muslims, and it starts at our age, it starts in uni, it starts in high school, it starts now, where we get to a level, assalamu alaikum bro. We get to a level where talking about people, taking away from their haqq, backbiting, it's not on our plate of things we talk about. It's a bit low. It's a bit disgusting. You get disgusted by it. You're like, that's disgusting. Why are you doing that? A question. Are you comfortable enough in a group of people who are backbiting to be able to not even engage, but to be so strong that you're able to tell them why you're doing that? Are you at that level of strength to be able to do that? Or you're like, I don't want to cause no trouble, let them do whatever they want. I'll just stay there silently and, I'll be, the word is acquiescent. I'll reluctantly accept it. I'll accept it, but I'm not that happy about it, but, I'm too scared to say anything. Are we that strong as Muslims to be able to say, bro, that's disgusting. Don't do that. What you're doing by taking away from that person's haqq, wallahi, you shouldn't be doing that, bro. Assalamu alaikum, bro. Yeah? You shouldn't be doing that. Are we at that level? Can we do that? And this is an honest question. Can you do it? For me personally, it depends on the situation. I'll be very honest. If I'm in a situation where people, we've got a respect dynamic and someone does it, no stress. I'll tell them, why are you doing that? But if I'm in an environment where people are going to get angry and things, I personally wouldn't. I'll just walk away, right? But maybe someone who's a bit stronger than me, they'll be very comfortable shutting them down, saying, what are you doing? It depends on your level, it depends on your strength. This is the strength of a Muslim. It's measured by your ability to enjoin good and forbid evil. It's al-wala and al-bara in Islam. Love for the sake of Allah and hate for the sake of Allah. If someone does something bad, you shouldn't like that. You should hate it for the sake of Allah. You don't disrespect the person. You love the person, but you hate the action, right? And so if someone's doing that, you hate the action. You tell them, look, my brother in Islam, my sister in Islam, you should not, this is not befitting. This is not the character of a Muslim. Now we've discussed this. Let's go into what exactly is backbiting. What does it even mean? What is this poison? What does it look like? Especially, look, I don't want to name any specific examples because there's a lot of examples, but everyone knows examples of backbiting, whether it's in Islamic societies or whether it's in families, whether it's everywhere, it exists. When you get a bunch of people together, you're going to have drama, you're going to have gossip, you're going to have, oh my God, did you see what that person did? Oh my God. This sort of behavior where it's very childish, it's disgusting. And the Rasul ﷺ actually comments on backbiting and gossip. There's a hadith, authentic hadith, where, and I don't want anyone to take this out of context, yeah? I don't want to take it out of context. Where the Rasul ﷺ actually analogizes this, he compares this to the likes of adultery. Does anyone know the hadith? You know what? Do you remember it word? You know?
Not the Arabic word?
So, no, in English, yeah.
With the one that's, I don't say it.
Yeah.
One that's mother.
So not that one. Basically, Rasul ﷺ says, you've got adultery and you've got backbiting, right? If you do adultery, right, which obviously one of the worst sins anyone can do, ba'id al-shar, and you're taking away from the haqq of your partner, and to be honest, like, it's not only disgusting, it's not only depraved, it's not only immoral, it's wicked in every level. But you only need to get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness for that. If you backbite, this is what the Rasul says. Not only do you need Allah's forgiveness, the person who you've wronged, you need to personally get their forgiveness. This is what the Rasul says. He compares adultery and backbiting and says that backbiting is harder to get forgiveness for because you need the person to forgive you. Subhanallah. You wouldn't ever compare adultery with backbiting, would you? You'd think, okay, backbiting, it's common, everyone does it. Adultery, astaghfirullah, that's out of the picture. They're weighed up in that respect and they're compared in this dynamic, which is crazy. Which shows you Assalamu alaikum. It shows you how deep-rooted this is, my brothers, my sisters. It shows you how deep-rooted that is. That you need to ask for the forgiveness. Now, I don't know about you, but everyone that we've ever backbited, would you feel comfortable enough going to that person saying, look brother, I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G to you. This is what I said to you in this gathering. Can you forgive me? Assalamu alaikum, bro. Take care, Habib. Can you forgive me? I don't know, bro. That's a hard thing to do. That's a really difficult thing to do. Do you know how much strength that takes? That's true power. If someone can literally pull that off, hats off. MashaAllah. That's tough. I wonder whether I can do that. You've slipped up, you've said something. Could you go to that person and expect them to be annoyed at you in their face and tell them, this is what I did? That's tough, man. That's very tough. But why would you want to put yourself in that position where now you have to do this? Where now you have to be in that position. And look, if the person's of good character, do you know what they'll say? Wallahi, I forgive you. I'm not happy with you, but I forgive you because Allah will compensate me more. But if someone's you know what they say, an eye for an eye, I ain't going to forgive you. Go suffer and the akhirah will deal with it. They're going to get less reward, obviously. But you put yourself in that position, man, where now you're begging for someone to forgive you. Subhanallah. And it's sad. And if you have done backbiting or if you have gossiped about someone, I want you to make a list. This is a practical activity. And this is something that I've personally done, by the way. We had a halaqah last year at Monash about a similar topic. And that day before I did it, I'm not going to give a speech about this if I don't actually sort it out myself. Put everyone's name that I thought I potentially could have ever wronged in my life, that I remembered. You can't remember everyone, yeah? And I thought, each person, how am I going to deal with each person? Bro, it was one of the toughest, scariest things I've done in my life. Because now you're reliving the trauma of what you did to that person. You're literally remembering the wrong that you did. You're replaying it in your mind like a video. I said this. Far up, bro. Why did I say that as well? Astaghfirullah. I said this as well. I don't know. How am I going to sort this out? How am I going to approach this person and how am I going to fix this issue? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And you try. You contact people. I've been there. I've done it. You contact people. Brother, please forgive me for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, I've wronged you. What I've done is wrong. I can't, in this dunya, I can't compensate you for it, but wallahi, I'm sincerely remorseful. I shouldn't have done that. Some people will accept it. Some people won't even answer you. This is the dunya. This is the dunya. But alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful and He is the most forgiving. And if you've put in the effort to try and rectify yourself with the people that you've wronged, and you're constantly trying, inshallah, we will be forgiven. Inshallah. So we shouldn't be worrying in that sense. But again, why would you want to put yourself in that position? Now, what's the opposite of backbiting? What is the opposite? The opposite of backbiting is when you speak very well of someone in their absence. When you really express the positives about them. Where you overlook the negatives. This quality of, for example, mashallah, beautiful brother, just leaving right now. When you leave, we're going to say good things about you. No worries, bro. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah? No worries, Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. Right? This quality, for example, mashallah, he was very respectful. He said, take care. He waved. We speak the positives about him. We ever see him again, we're going to say what? Good things. But if someone starts commenting, I noticed when he was praying, I noticed when this, I don't know, I got a bit of weird vibes. That type of person is a toxic ball and you should chuck him away. Don't let that person into your life. Because it's like a shaitan in human form talking to you. Be dead set. If you know someone in your life, where every time there's any interaction, they always manage to pull out something, even if it's good. Oh, but, I don't know, man, this thing here, I'm a bit shifty about. that person is like, again, like my language, like a shaitan in human form. And that exists, by the way, yeah? I'm not saying like legit, like possession. I'm saying in that, like, it's as if it's a human being talking to you. It's worse than the shaitan whispering to you because you've got another person trying to persuade you of something bad. You know? That type of person, where's their level? Up here or down here? Down at the bottom. Yeah? Why? Because that's the only thing they care about. Bro, that person's weird. Did you hear about what happened with this person and his partner? And then this person? Bro, you don't know about that person, man. That person over there. Because they got a history, man. Someone that they keep records and tabs of people more than their own family. They know more about others than their own family. Stay away. Don't go near them. You will be dragged into the toxicity. You know, a sahib, as the Rasul says, which is the friend, the people that you hang out with, they will, like a sahib, they will literally not only drag you, you'll get, like, imagine like a vacuum sucking items. That's how strong the force of the pull is. You'll get, you know, in Arabic we say sahabna, we suck them in. That's what happens when you hang out with the wrong people. You will be sucked. Not only will you slowly become like that person, you will morph into them very, very quickly. We need to love each other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we see negatives, we need to overlook them because we're flawed. We are very, very flawed. And al-insan nisyan, the human being is also forgetful. We forget about our flaws. We think that we're something big or something on a higher. We're all, you know, if Allah exposed our sins, I don't think anyone will be talking to each other right now. Right? If all those things that we don't want anyone to know about, we wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So who are we to go focus on other people's sins? Overlook them. Someone does something wrong to you. Next time you see him, speak to them as if you forgot about it. You know, you forgive him. Your level is this high that, again, you speak ideas, you speak concepts, you speak, how do I change the community? How do we improve this ummah? How do we become Muslims that can inspire and lead? You don't speak about this person. That person doesn't mean anything. That person wronged you. There's 100,000 people, man. There's millions, billions. There's just one person who Allah hasn't blessed with good character. No problem. Move on. You know what I mean? Move on. It's not that important. Be at that level where you're flying, literally like a bird. You're not affected by anyone. Someone could spit on you, dodge it, move on. Who cares? You get what I mean? Let's not be soft. Let's be not tough, not soft. Let's be in the wasat. Let's be in the middle. Let's be powerful. As Muslims, we're powerful. We're forgiving. We're loving. We are generous. Someone steps on us. Someone ruins us. Someone disrespects us. We can overlook it each time and forgive. But we've got wisdom to understand that person, we don't want to put him in our circle. But we never, ever respond with the same retaliation that they give us. We are much better. We are much more powerful. Now, there are some situations where you should tell the truth about someone. Okay, and they're very specific. For example, if someone comes to you and asks you for advice about a person, let's say they want to get married to someone else, yes? And you know that this person does A, B, C, D, E. Should you just be like, that's backbiting, man, I ain't saying anything? Do you do that? Is that what Islam teaches us? You say the truth. You say, look. You say, you got to be fair. Here's the positives. Look, from what I know, here's the negatives. I know it's a lifelong commitment like marriage, and to be honest, I don't want the knife on my neck when things go, when you find out about this later. You've asked me, you've consulted me, stashart fini, you have done istishara, you've asked for my advice. I now have a amana, I have a responsibility to give you the right information. And these people, very positive in this aspect, but you need to be careful about A, B, C, D, E. This is what I know, and Allahu Alam. And please check with other people. You should be honest and say it as it is. But you don't just go tell people other people's flaws for no reason. It's only in conditions where you have to. The problem is people go and, you know this person, bro, over there, yeah. No one asked you. What's the point of you saying that? No one asked. No one, like, who are you? You know what I mean? Are you trying to be like Allah, trying to expose people? Allah didn't even expose them. Why are you exposing them? Who do you think you are? It's disgusting. You get what I mean? How disgusting can someone be to do that? It's horrible. May Allah protect us, because it's so easy to become like that. That's the problem, right? We can all become like that if we're in the wrong environment. We can all become like that. And there's another situation where if someone's wronged you, and we'll end on this point inshallah, if someone's wronged you and they've done something bad to you, right? And you've been wronged. And that person who did something wrong to you wants to get your forgiveness and you're not going to forgive him, let's say. Let's say you're hard, you don't care. That person can get a third party to come try and mediate you guys. Does that make sense? Let me give another example. Let's say us three here, yeah? All right? I've done something wrong to you. I'm the bad guy. He doesn't forgive me. So I ask my brother, I'm like, bro, can you sort us out? So what he'll do, he won't lie, but he will, I guess the Rasul says there's three conditions where you don't have to tell the exact A to Z truth, right? Like for example, if you're in war and someone puts a gun to you and says you need to renounce Islam, A, B, C, D, E. Another one situation is if you want to restore the ties between people. You guys aware of this concept? If there are people who are not necessarily in the best, relationship, Islam comes, it's so beautiful, subhanAllah, to come to try and bring people closer. You might say, look, Mahdi did that, but I see him, he's been crying every day. He didn't actually do that thing that you think he did. He did this instead, He'll try his best to make it seem like, I'm very remorseful. He'll enhance the positives to a very high level. So then he's like, oh, okay, fine, I forgive him. And we're back to normal. You can do that. You don't have to say the exact A to Z truth if it's going to cause people to never talk to each other again. Islam is a religion that's very holistic. It's a societal religion. It's designed to create cohesion. It's designed to create brothers, sisters. It's designed to create unity. It's designed to unite everyone together. That's the beautiful thing about Islam. The Rasul ﷺ commands us that when we have friends and we have people we love, you have to give them gifts. No one does that anymore, yeah? But you should be giving them gifts. You'll be spending from your pocket, guys. You need to do that. You got to give. Doesn't matter who it is. You have to give from your time, your wealth, your everything, because Islam is a religion that teaches you how to create the best bonds and the best relationships with everyone you meet. It is literally the pinnacle. Like if you follow Islam to the T, everyone will love you. That is a good person. If they're a bad person, they're never going to love you because they're a bad person. They don't love the good. Yeah. Jazakallah khair, guys. Does anyone have any thoughts, comments, stories they want to share? Feel like you got something, my brother.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Thank you.
No worries, bro. No worries. All good, guys?
Have you
Alhamdulillah.
ever had like a situation where you try to correct, but like tell them to stop backbiting, and they're like, bro, why you so on to me?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Joking, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you normally do in that situation?
Oof, tough question, man.
Or if they take your advice in the wrong way. So if you try advising them, they think it's like an attack or...
I think it's an attack. Now, I personally been in that situation recently. I'll say the question again so some of the brothers and sisters can hear as well. Like, let's say you're advising someone that's done something wrong, they've done backbiting, and you're telling them not to do it. A, they're not listening to you. B, they think you're attacking them and you've got negative intention. How do you Assalamu alaikum, bro, take care, my brother. How do you advise someone? Like I said, I was in that situation recently. Very, very, very recently. Number one rule when you ever advise someone is A, don't expect them to change their behavior because Allah's the one that will change their behavior. So walk in expecting them to walk out the same. That's rule number one. If you walk in and say 100% he's going to listen to me, you're going to walk out disappointed and you're going to get an ego. Why is he not listening to me? And you're going to get cut at him. You came in trying to change him and then you're leaving annoyed and frustrated. And you might end up backbiting that guy. So you're doing the same problem he did. So you see the cycle? It's really bad. So A, don't expect them to change. B, always speak in seclusion. Speak in a private environment. Don't do it in the moment. If the guy is fuming and he's losing it, or whoever it is, wait. I'll speak to this person. Maybe I'll wait 3 days to speak to this person. When I know they're calm, and don't speak to them and say, bro, I need to talk to you. Come, let's go out. No one likes that. Okay, he wants to talk to me. They're already in a defensive position. Invite him. If you really want to change someone, you need to be a giver. You need to be generous. For example, you might say, bro, let's go have a coffee, man. I've missed you, bro. Let's have a chat. Different context. They're not going to think you're going to talk to them about that, are they? No, they're not going to think that. Let's have a coffee. Let's have a chat. During that conversation, you talk about all these topics and you link it to the thing you want to mention, just slightly. Oh, by the way, bro, remember a few days ago at the dinner? SubhanAllah, man. It was a tough situation, wasn't it? Yeah, when you know, he might even bring it up. You say, yeah, man, I got very annoyed at that guy. I know what you mean, bro. What he did was wrong, you know, but we all do wrong. We all do wrong, man. SubhanAllah. I remember you mentioned that he's A, B, C, D, E. Do you remember that, bro? Yeah, I remember that, man. I think he is. I understand what you're saying, bro, but do you think that that's fair? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us on Yawm al-Qiyamah about that? Make him realize it. You don't tell him. The worst thing you can do when you advise someone is say, you were backbiting, you were wrong, you did this. You know, if you speak like that to anyone, unless they're a really good person, they're going to buy you. You know what I mean? No one likes that. They're going to buy you, they're never going to talk to you again. People are very delicate and everyone needs to be spoken to in a very soft, unique way. Rasul ﷺ didn't apply a one-size-fits-all approach to people. Every person was spoken to differently, in a different way, in a different tone. Some people you speak very direct and staunch because that's how they like it. Some people you're very soft. Some people you're very loving. Every person's different. And with hikmah and wisdom is to determine how to speak to different people in different ways. So that's what I suggest. You put them isolated and you make them realize it themselves. And if they don't realize it themselves, Allah has sealed their heart from the truth and you've done your part. Get someone who you think they respect more to speak to them. Maybe they don't respect you enough. Maybe you know someone who's older, who they really look up to. You can get that person, if you really want them to change, right? That person who they respect to use their own strategies to get the point across. And you would have got the job done in a very nice way. And maybe 5, 6, 10 years later, they'll remember what you did and they'll thank you for it. But again, don't expect anything. Jazakallahu khairan and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.